Hello, everybody. Wherever you are, whatever time you're watching this, I just want to greet you and say you hello. And it's afternoon right now while I'm recording. So, good afternoon, good morning, good evening. I hope you guys have a wonderful day in general. But listen, I'm not going to take up a lot of your time today. I won't even be on here that long, but I just wanted to talk about having a relationship with yourself and how having a relationship with self and involving God in that relationship could benefit you in several ways. So I'm going to share my testimony, of course, and then I'm going to go into detail. Excuse me. My lips always be dry when I get on here. But anyways, but I'm gonna go into detail about how can you have a relationship with self and a relationship with God, and how all of that meshes together, and how it's beneficial to your well-being in the long run. So there was a time in my life for several years where I was very insecure, and I lacked self-confidence. Even though on the outward appearance, I was always well put together or whatever. People thought I was stuck up and sedity and snooty, and but once they actually got to know me, they found out I was a really, cool, down to earth chick. But to say the least, people still have this perception of me that I'm just this. I don't. I don't go through things. I'm perfect. I don't have issues or flaws or insecurities. People always just assume that about me because of my skin complexion and my personality. When, in all honesty, for like 15, almost 20 years, I was extremely insecure, and I didn't love myself. And over the years, I think what really excuse me, excuse me. But anyways, I think over the years, what happened to me was um because I had been a victim of molestation. I've been a victim of rape. I was a victim of bullying and nitpicking and nagging and complaining, and psychologically, I didn't think much of myself. um I was a people pleaser, so I would do things to keep people around me. And it wasn't until my late 20s, mid late 20s, I'm only 30, so this is not a long time period, that I actually developed who I am in this moment. Yeah, for so many years, I was like really insecure. I doubted myself. I didn't trust myself. I would always say, how can I trust people when I can't even trust myself, or, have the willpower to operate how God intended for me to be, even though that wasn't my mindset of thinking about how God wanted me to be at the time. There was a point when I really had to sit myself down a few years ago, and I was just like, Cara, what you gonna do? You gonna barbecue a meal? Do you it started with my GED, actually. In school, I was pretty smart, but because of all the negativity that surrounded me, I left school unintentionally, but I was, out of school. So, yeah, it was like I went to jail when I was 23. I had just turned 23, matter of fact. And I was like, Cara, you gotta do something different. Change your life. Change how you think. I went through a really bad depression where I had gained a lot of weight. Excuse me, my hair wasn't growing, and as you see, I got a head full of hair now. But my hair wasn't growing right. I was barely eating, or I was overeating sometimes. Um, I was just like in a really, really low place at that point. And my cousin, his name is Lucky. He actually passed away like 2 weeks ago. Um, he graduated high school. And the reason I'm talking about him, and I'm going to the point of my testimony, but I brought him up because when I was 23, he was battling cancer. He had just got diagnosed with cancer, and he lost his limb. And my cousin actually motivated me to push past everything that I was going through, because I know what my cousin was going through. Like I say, lost his limb. And, while he's in the hospital battling, with cancer and going through chemo treatments and radiation and all this stuff, he still managed to graduate with honors and walk across the stage. Um, Seeing him do that really helped me to push past everything that I thought about myself. That I've been fed over the years, that I believed about who I was, because I really didn't know who I was as a young lady. And, like I said, in that moment when I saw my cousin walk across the stage, it was like, if he could do that, I could do anything. I need to stop being afraid about what people are going to say, what they think, and just do what I got to do to get me and be successful in life. So I went and got my GED. And that's what really started it. Like, once I got my GED, I finally landed a job that I didn't have to work under the table for, or I didn't have to sell drugs or be in the streets anymore. And it's been a slow, but it's been a for sure progress. I went to therapy for like 2 years. So where I'm at right now, I'm in a really great place because I had to go through a lot, and not only go through a lot, but actually act like it never happened. Even though in the back of my mind I would still be like, Car, you're not that good. I was doubting myself. Even when I was going through that process of getting my GED and bettering myself, even, not now. Now I don't doubt myself. I know who I am. I'm very confident and secure. But it's only because I had that relationship with God, and that relationship with God, that I was able to really grow into the woman I am in this moment. Therapy did help me a lot. I went to anger management. It was court ordered for like 2 years, but it really stuck with me. And to this day, I haven't even really had an outburst of anger in a minute. It's been a minute. I mean, sometimes you gotta let a nigga know. But for the most part, I'm pretty well mannered. Um, Especially my anger issues, I can contain that and handle that quite well. But I'm not perfect. But I can truly say that my relationship with God helped me love myself again, or just love myself, period. I don't even think I ever really loved myself until I got grown, until like a few years ago. Like, you know, just being honest, like, to be completely honest with you guys, I personally feel like a lot of the reason why people can't really trust God is because they don't have faith in themselves. So in order for you to have a sustaining, and successful relationship with yourself, is truthfully having a relationship with God and believing that He will bring you out of your situation. But it takes a lot of um, self resilience. Like, you can't. Oh, excuse me, I'm itchy. I just got done working out, so skin's a little itchy. A little sweat. I'm about to go take a bath and all that good stuff. But it was just on my mind, so I want to share this with y'all. But anyways, yeah. So during this journey I've been on, I have truly learned that your relationship with God is really what gets you through. My Since I became a born again Christian, and went head into the change, it has been very challenging. I'm still dealing with some things, nothing major though, I don't think. But I do know this: I am very cautious, conscious, and confident that anything that I go through at this point, I have to take something from it. And the only way that I could truly understand like whatever situation may be, whatever happened, I have to understand that I have to take myself up, lift myself up. and hold my head up and focus on what God showed me that He was gonna do in my life. And you know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's not easy, but when you, first of all, the Latino, the minority communities, they really don't believe in therapy. But if you suffer from anxiety or depression or bipolar disorder, any type of mental health issues, or you just really like insecure, therapy, if you go to, you, first of all, you have to find a therapist that actually understands you and not just trying to get you to understand yourself. Once they understand who you are, they can help you understand who you are, if that makes any sense. Like, if they could read you and see, oh yeah, this person is like this or this, because the therapists are nothing but evaluators, and all they do is evaluate you and tell you what's right and what's wrong and how you can get to from wrong to right. And they do that by conversations, just listening primarily. uh so I found that the more I talked and the more my therapist listened, she was able to help me get in place mentally and emotionally. Like, that was the first thing. And then, because I wasn't a Christian at this point when I was going to therapy, I was like a beginning Christian. Like, I was reading the Bible a little bit, visiting a few churches here or there or whatever. But, once I finished my therapy, I became fully involved. And I'm telling y'all, man, self love is the best love. And I truly am a living witness that having a relationship with God is so much better when you understand who you are. If you don't know who you are, you don't know what you want. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know you and what you're capable of doing and not doing, and you're just all over the place, get some therapy, get some assistance to help you figure out who you are. And once you figure out who you are, God can show you who He needs for you to be. I'm telling y'all, if you get if somebody's like telling you you're beautiful, you're beautiful, you're beautiful, but you're really ugly, and somebody tells you you're ugly, you're gonna be like, oh my god, you're gonna get all depressed. But instead of you getting all depressed and going crazy because somebody called you ugly, you should, just hypothetically speaking when I say this, but you should, or metaphorically rather, you should definitely look at yourself as a beautiful person. Can't nobody stop you from being beautiful and feeling beautiful, because you know who you are, regardless of somebody said 500 people could tell you you're ugly, and one person, 500 people could tell you you're beautiful and one person tell you you're ugly. That would hurt you more than the 500 telling you you're beautiful. You know what I'm saying? But if you look at the negativity as a positive thing, and it could change your life. Like, all my life, people were telling me, "Oh, I'm a thug. Oh, I'm a street chick. I ain't gonna never do nothing. I ain't gonna never amount to nothing." And now, here I am, a Christian woman who loves God for real, loves people for real, and I'm a published author, and I'm a clothing designer, and I'm a auntie, a cousin, a matriarch, a therapist. Like, I have so many wonderful attributes about myself that I didn't realize until I started going to therapy. And then, um, when I've gained my relationship with God, it really just put my mindset into a different perspective. Like, I really don't know, like, this video is towards anyone. I don't make videos about just anything. I might be rambling when I talk, but sometimes, or just, talking out of context and just speaking, is a message behind anything that I say. So I really don't know whoever is watching this is really going to pay attention and understand what I'm trying to say. But from my own experience, I've learned that having a relationship with yourself and God can help you and navigate through life all in general. When you know who you are, because you love yourself, nobody and nothing can stop you from being who you want to be. And then we have a relationship with God. It's like when you live for Him, live for other people, try to be a martyr and stand strong in your faith and your belief system. You can draw a lot of other people to you, and if God sees you doing good work, He'll reward you for it in ways that you can't even imagine. Like I'm a living witness. So, but yeah, I just really want to talk to y'all today and just tell y'all, man, when you have Godfidence, confidence in God in your life, you can do no wrong. And I'm so serious. I'm literally speaking from experience. Now, sometimes I get in my little mold where I start to doubt myself or doubt a situation, and God will be like, girl, stop. No, ma'am, not today. And He'll send me something, drop it down from heaven real quick, like, be like, appreciate you, God. I needed that. Because I was starting to be like, oh, what's going on? And God is just so amazing. Um, he is. It's just wonderful to have Him in my life and for me to be where I'm at because of Him. Nothing that I've done is merely me doing it. Is really God just showing up and showing out and just throwing favor all across the board. Um, but that's because I have confidence. I not only have confidence in God, but I have confidence in myself that any decision that I make that's you know gearing towards my relationship with God and what He needs, I'm never failed. He always be like, "Hey, I need you to stop doing this, so I need you to, excuse me, cut this person off," and I do it. And I mean, it hurts sometimes because who wants to be alone and who wants to be lonely? Everybody wants somebody to talk to. But when I do that, God is like, it'll be like a 360 of blessings, like a full turnaround of just complete blessings and manifestations and things that start to happen. Like I'm telling y'all, man, every time I cut, if God tell me to cut something off or stop doing something, and I do it, and I'm obedient to that, it be blessings that I don't even expect. Being real, but anyways, I just wanted to drop that nugget on y'all this afternoon or whenever whatever time you watch this. So I appreciate you guys so much, and I hope you guys are having a blessed day, and hope you check this video out, and appreciate. Hold on, and appreciate me taking out the time to speak to you guys on this level. But yeah, thanks y'all for tuning in. For real, I really do. I really do appreciate you guys watching this. But I pray your day is blessed. I pray that anything that I said, it resonates with you, and you learn how to be confident with God, and confident in God, or confident with God. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, peace out.